Hello wonderful people, are you ready for another tiny watercolor painting? This time I got this cat for you. But before I start painting, I first have to fight with a thin washi tape to tape the borders for a nice white clean space around the painting. It's when I feel like a clumsy giant, because everything is just so small and needs so much precision, but you know what? I know I can do it. I did it a few times before and I can do it again, right? So when I tape the borders, I can finally move on and sketch out the painting and finally get to the fun part, applying the paint. Just before Christmas, I was painting random cats I saw people post on Reddit, Mastodon or Blue Sky. It was just something to get my mind off and spend some nice minutes painting something adorable, cute and tiny. For me, they belong about in the same category as tiny watercolor landscapes I've been sharing with you lately. And I'll add a link to the playlist of miniature watercolor paintings I've already published here. But while packing and preparing for the move, it was just perfect to paint something small. And I did offer people to send them the finished piece if they like it, which some honestly used and receive it by now too. Painting pets has something special for me, and I just love all the wonderful pics of cats with funny poses that the owners share on the internet. And being somewhat obsessed with painting cats lately, it was just too perfect to get my mind off and paint. I didn't finish as many as I wanted to, but I can totally see myself paint even more tiny pet portraits this year. Painting tiny intrigues me. I have to be precise and intentional where I put the paint and which brushes to use. These two cats I'm painting now were part of an update. The owner posted how they get along and, well, the kitten is new to the family and they just get acquainted now. They're still cautious around each other, which you can see in the painting too. Their poses show a lot and it's a way of communication. And even if the painting is small, I try to show the little gestures that show the communication between the cats. How they position their ears and faces. You can almost see the very look of the big cat. And then certain curiosity of the kitten next to it. It won't dare to come closer yet. And the big cat doesn't allow it, leaning slightly away from the tiny one, not keeping it out of sight. I love how even the tiny painting has enough detail to make this visible. And maybe it's what fascinates me so much to paint that tiny, to add this level of detail, to try and see whether I can show all I want to show. Also, the tiny size paintings don't need as much time to be finished and ready to move on. It was very nice to spend only 30 minutes to 1 hour on a painting, including drying time. Because the tiny brushes hold less water, the drying time isn't that long either. Everything just goes faster. It was very welcome to me when the daily tasks were so many and I could only spend a tiny bit of my day to create, which felt so needed too. Painting reduces stress levels and I can feel it so much when I'm not able to create, scribble, paint for a few days. Tiny art is really my way out of my misery, so to say. Do you know that feeling too? Do you also feel the urge to create and feel anxious and uneasy when you can't for whatever reason? What's your solution? Let me know in the comments, because I really want to know other ways that I can deal with this, if there are any. But back to the tiny paintings. If you never tried painting that tiny and enjoyed watching me now, I encourage you to try it. Maybe with something simpler or actually whatever you feel enjoyable. I'd love to see your creations and hear what inspires you right now. Usually I tend to have something I obsess with for a while before I switch to another subject. It was frogs for a while, small birds, dogs and cats last year. Of course it's not all that I paint, but there's definitely a visible trend in my art. I'm a bit curious what I might obsess with next. I feel it's not determined yet, but hearing what inspires you is super intriguing to me. Let me know in the comments or share your art with me on Discord. It's linked down below too. Thank you for joining this video. You are wonderful. Have a creative day everyone, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!